Over the last couple of weeks, I've been in the lab on both current gen and next gen, finding the best dribble moves and how to do them on NBA 2K23. Now, for the most part, the games are basically the exact same gameplay wise. So all these dribble moves I'm going to show you guys in this video apply to both current gen or next gen. But recently, I've been getting a lot of comments and a lot of people just asking for a dribble tutorial because they see me dribbling and they're like, bro, I need that sauce. I need that dribble tutorial. And I'm not gonna lie, I'll be cooking up on this game. And just to prove that I actually do be cooking up on this game and I'm not just out here capping, my record is 461-23 and I average 20 points a game. A lot of these games, a majority of them, probably 400 of them at least, are all on the 1v1 court, meaning that it's straight up ISO. There's no nothing else. There's no screens, no nothing like that. It's straight up ISO I'm doing these moves with. But hey, if you want to learn to dribble like what I'm showing you guys now in these clips, and just learn to get open and win more of your games by being way better at dribbling, because dribbling, how to get open in this game and dribbling in general are really some of the most important things for winning your games this year. Probably say one of the hardest things to do is learn how to dribble and dribble effectively in order to get open. So if you guys want to learn how to do that, make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because I'm going to be giving you guys the best everything, like the best settings, the best badges, all the dribble moves you're going to need, and also break down every single dribble move I do. So you guys will have the exact controls and how to do everything easily. But again, now that the game has actually been out for like 2-3 weeks already, I've pretty much got my dribbling down for this year. I've had a lot of time to experiment with the game, experiment with dribbling on this game, and I was finally able to learn most of the moves I'm going to be using for probably the rest of this year. And I probably won't change my style of dribbling pretty much at all this year. Usually I find my style of dribbling within like the first month or so of the game, and I kind of just never change it. But I've been kind of rambling on in this intro for a while, so I want to hop in and show you guys everything. But before we do, let's go ahead and smash 1,000 likes on this video. I don't know if you guys are built for that, but let's go ahead and try and smash 1,000 likes on this video, as well as we are on this road to 100,000 subs. So if you guys could hit that sub button, smash that sub button, that would be greatly appreciated. But with all that being said, let's go and hop straight into it. All right, look, so I am on current gen right now, but like I mentioned before, there's going to be the same thing on next gen. I know next gen has tier badges. Right now, I'm just going to be telling you guys the best badges to use, and you may not be able to get all of them because, like I said, next gen has tier badges, but just put on the ones you actually can get. And again, for the most part, the games are the complete same. The major differences are like the badge system and the scenery, but the badge system is almost identical, besides the current gen doesn't have tiers, and then the scenery is just like the park you plan. It doesn't really affect any gameplay or anything like that. But listen, hopping into these badges, I'm talking way too much. I know you guys can complain in the comments. I'm talking way too much. Anyway, a super important badge you need to have on is handles for days, especially with how the dribbling system works this year, with adrenaline boost, with how fast your stamina drains this year. You're going to want to have handles for days on these highest level possible. Now, I have at least an 85 ball handle, so I can put this on silver. If you have a 94, you can put it on gold. And I don't really think anyone has enough to put it on Hall of Fame. That is just crazy. You have to have an insane ball handle for that. But bronze, silver, or gold will work. Silver is at least preferred. I would say bronze is pushing it a little bit, 70 ball handle. But if you have a 70 ball handle, you're probably not going to be dribbling as much as if you have like an 85 or above. But listen, hopping into the next badge right now, we got quick first step. I can get this on Hall of Fame with my 89 ball handle, but gold also works with this badge, and even silver is going to work. You just want to have the highest level of quick first step. What it does is it basically just makes your dribbling faster, and after you do a dribble move, you can run out of that move faster. It's gonna make you much more unguardable and just help you out a lot. The next badge you're absolutely gonna need is killer combos. What this badge does is basically like quick chain from last year. It allows you to do more dribble moves like together in one motion, and if you don't have this badge on, your dribble moves are going to be really slow. Now, these are the 3 main badges you absolutely need, but me personally, I would recommend putting on unpluckable, either bronze or silver as well, especially if you're on current gen, because steals are absolutely broken. And if you are playing 2s, 3s, 5s, you're going to want to run bailout just in case you have to pass out of a shot. But some other good badges are going to be like vice grips if you're playing ones court. Clamp breaker is really good if you have the badge points for it. Ankle breaker is actually surprisingly good this year. I've been using it a little bit on next gen, and it's actually been pretty good. And we have hyperdrive as well. It's going to help you speed boost a little bit faster. And then obviously got dimer and floor general if you're trying to be a good teammate. But usually I just put this on vice grips because I'm playing ones mostly on current gen. But if I was playing 2s, 3s, I would put it on bailout instead of vice grip. But that's it for the badges. Let's hop into the next thing. All right, look, so you want to go over the settings right here. There's a few settings you absolutely need to check, and some that you even need to change. Now, these settings aren't going to be in the normal settings. They're going to be in controller settings right here. And there's a few things you're going to want to make sure you have on or off. Now, vibration, starting off with vibration, I have this on. You can turn it off if you want. Vibration doesn't really affect anything, but if you want some feedback while you're dribbling, while you're doing all that stuff, you're going to want to have it on. The next thing, you're going to want to make sure you either have pro stick function on default or dribble moves. Now there's a lot of different settings you can have this on, and I like to have this on default because it allows me to dunk with the right stick and use the dunk meter with the right stick. But if you are a beginner or if you're struggling with it on default, put this on dribble moves, and that way you won't accidentally shoot the ball while you're doing your dribble moves. And finally, for the last setting right here that pertains to dribbling, that pertains to all of that stuff, you're going to want to go to your pro stick orientation right here. You're going to want to make sure it is not on camera relative. You're going to want to make sure it is on absolute. What this does is that when it's on absolute, no matter what direction, no matter where you are on the court, all your dribble controls are still going to be the same. If you have it on camera relative and you're trying to do a crossover, you're going to have to flick your right stick in like a weird direction in order to do that crossover, in order to do any move. So make sure you have this on absolute. All right, look, so we got our settings down. We got our badges down. Now, before we go ahead and hop in, I show you guys some dribble moves, how to do them. You're gonna need to have on my dribble moves or similar ones, because if you don't put on some of my animations, you know, it might look weird. What I'm doing might not correlate to what you're doing. So make sure you put on these dribble moves. Starting off with all these dribble styles right here. Now, there's a lot of different dribble styles, some of them being better than others, and some of them I can't even get. But listen, the best one that I have found personally, the one I use, the one I really like, is Michael Jordan. This is one of the best ones in the game. It's super fast out of the speed boost, and this is the one I would recommend running. Now, if you don't have a 75 plus speed with ball, I think the only really one you have an option with is Pro. Pro is decent if you don't have a 75 plus, but really when you make your build, you're really aiming for that 75 plus. If you already made a build without 75 plus, as it's tough, you know, you got to use Pro, you got to use something else, but really trying to make sure you get that 75 plus speed with ball so you can get Michael Jordan dribble style. Next, moving into moving crossovers right here. Now there's a lot of different moving crossovers. I've tested a few out on Next Gen as well, tested out some of the ones that look good, but the one I really like is literally just normal. It's the one I used last year. Last year, this animation was like LeBron or something, but it's honestly like, it might be the best moving crossover, and anyone can get this move. It's literally, the requirements say none. Anyone can get this move. It's the best moving crossover I have found. Now, for moving beyond the backs, there's not a lot that I personally can get, but if you have a 92 plus ball handle, Steph Curry is really good. You guys can kind of see my player doing it right there, even though I can't get it. This moving beyond the back is really good. So if you're 92 plus ball handle, use this one. But for me, the best one I can get is Zach LaVine. It's the one that creates the most space and is the fastest. All the other ones I can get are pretty slow and sluggish. So if you guys want to just follow my dribble moves exactly, I have Zach LaVine on. For moving step back, now in previous years, I didn't really use this move a lot, but this year I started using it a lot more with Luka Doncic. This move is super good. It creates a bunch of space. You can shoot off this move. And overall, if the person doesn't step up, you have the shot, and if they do step up, you have the drive. It's super good, especially when you pair it with the Michael Jordan dribble style, and also the spin back. You can also pair this move with the spin back. It's super overpowered, and I'll show you guys that when we get into the dribble tutorial. Now, going to moving spins, you guys probably saw in the intro, the basic moving spin. There's a lot of different moving spins, but the best one, surprisingly, is basic. It allows you to do that spin back I showed you guys, and you could do so many combos out of that spin back this year. There's like literally so many different things you can do with that spin back and create so many different moves and get open so easily with it. So make sure you have done basic moving spin. For moving hesitation, I don't use this move a lot, but put on Luka. There's a little glitch hesitation move that you can do with this Luka moving hesitation, and I'll show you guys that in the dribble tutorial. But just, you know, make sure you throw on Luka Doncic's moving hesitation. And finally, for the two most important things, there's two really important things right here: signature size up and size up escape packages. Now, moving into signature size ups right here, there's a lot, and when I say a lot, like there's literally every single player you can possibly think of. And you know, obviously I can't get all of them, and if you can, a few good ones I know of is like Steve Francis, Darius Garland, Steph Curry. If you have those restrictions, if you meet those restrictions, put on those. For me, the one I like the best for what I can actually get is T-Mac, Tracy McGrady right here. Overall, my signature size up, I just want it to be quick, fast, and simple. I don't need anything crazy. I don't want any crazy moves in this. Quick, fast, and simple, so I can use it to speed boost. So if you guys can get it with these requirements, put on Tracy McGrady. Now, if you can't, I believe you can get Jalen Suggs at a 75. You can get De'Aaron Fox at an 80. You can even get Jimmy Butler at a 70. These are all good. And I believe you can also get Zach LaVine at a 75 right here. So any of those, whatever one you can get. So like if you have an 85, use T-Mac. If you have an 80, use De'Aaron Fox. If you have a 75, use Zach Levine, but whichever the highest one you can get is, use that one. And finally, moving into our size up escape package right here. Extremely important. You can see this move is so important that I tested out all of them. I tested out every single one of these dribble moves right here that I could possibly get, besides the normal, because normal like is trash. You know, I don't need normal. Anyway, the best one I have found, you need a 75 plus ball handle for, is Paul George. It gives you a fast step back, a fast crossover move, and I really like this size up escape package. However, if you don't have a 75 plus ball handle, I would recommend using either Luka or LeBron. Now, they both have their advantages, they both have their disadvantages, but LeBron's gonna give you that huge step back, and Luka is just gonna be a little bit nicer of like standstill dribble moves. But if you can, get Paul George. Paul George is super good. All right, so as I'm heading to the my court, if you're on next gen, go to the Gatorade facility right here, but I'm also going to mention the Gatorade facility. Do these drills in the Gatorade facility. You know, all the drills you need to do. I haven't even done mine this week. I should probably do them. But what you want to do is get at least 3 stars. You can see in the bottom, 3 stars or better for each category. Enables Gatorade Turbo Boost. It's going to give you more stamina. And, you know, stamina is pretty important when you're dribbling. So if you're going to the Gatorade facility, do the drills, get 3 stars in each of them, and you know, you'll be solid. You'll have more stamina when you're dribbling, which is really good. But listen, I'm gonna go over and head to the my court. If you're on next gen, go to the Gatorade facility and you can reserve a court just like the my court. It's the same exact thing, and you could use it to practice your dribbling. But listen, one thing I really like to do is to invite an NBA player to my court. You can't do this on next gen, I don't think, obviously, because you have the Gatorade facility. But I just like to invite, you know, some random dude, you know, Landry Shamet. He's not that random, but you know, just an NBA player. And what you can do with this is, if you go all the way down right here, you could see he's gonna join my court, and I can go to personal workout right here, put me on offense, but him on defense, and I can practice all my dribble moves without stamina enabled. This mode doesn't have stamina, and so it's really good for practicing your dribble moves or trying to get a dribble move down. And you know, once you have that dribble move down, then you can move to like a half court setting where you actually have stamina and, you know, figure it out without draining all your stamina. But this is a really good place, you know, to figure out all your dribbling, all of that stuff right here. And there's no stamina, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. But anyway, let me show you guys a few moves in this court. And listen, before I actually go ahead and show you guys all the moves, I want to talk about adrenaline boost real quick. Now, obviously, I'm in a mode where I don't have adrenaline boost on, but basically any speed boost like this, anytime you hold RT and run, so just like that right there is gonna waste an adrenaline boost. If I do that, that's gonna waste an adrenaline boost right there. But I could do as many of these dribble moves as I want right here, and none of this is wasting an adrenaline boost right here. All of these moves, I'm not using a single adrenaline boost. Obviously, I'm wasting my stamina, but I'm not wasting any adrenaline boost by just doing all of these moves right here. Now, obviously, spamming those moves is not as effective as comboing it with running, but you really have to make sure you're being careful with the moves you're doing so you don't run out of adrenaline boost, because when you run out of adrenaline boost, it's going to be a big struggle. You're not going to be able to dribble, and it's going to be bad. So anyway, just starting off with some simple moves right here. The first move I want to show you guys is the momentum crossover. Now, in order to do this move, all you have to do is flick up on your right stick and either left or right on your left stick. Now, all of these moves in this video, all of them are going to be the opposite ball hand. So the ball is my right hand, I'm always going to flick my left stick to the left unless I say otherwise. So momentum crossover, ball is in the right hand, up on the right stick, left on the left stick at the same exact time. And you can see I get the momentum crossover just like that. And I can do it back the other way, and back the other way again, and back the other way again. And I can do it over and over and over again. The next set of moves I want to talk about are the normal size up packages. This was the T-Mac one I was talking about. It may look a little different if you can't get T-Mac, but these are really simple things you should throw in every now and again. And it's just going to be a crossover, a between the legs, and a behind the back. Now, again, just like the opposite ball handle thing, all crossovers are going to be diagonal up to the right. All between the legs are going to be directly to the side, right or left. And all behind the backs are going to be diagonal down to the left or the right. So just remember that when I say, like, when I talk about like a move behind the back, it's going to be that diagonal down. If I talk about a moving crossover, it's going to be diagonal up. But anyway, let's say I want to do a crossover to the right. It's going to be diagonal up to the right, not pressing anything else but my right stick. And the other way, not holding RT, it's going to be diagonal up to the left. And then for between the legs, it's going to be straight to the right and straight to the left. And for behind the back, it's going to be diagonal down to the right and diagonal down to the left. So now that you have those simple basic functions down, now you understand how to do those moves, what buttons you press to do them. You can use those same functions in order to do that with moving crossovers between the legs and behind the backs, and also size up escape one. So now going into the Paul George size up escape right here, this is what the size up escape crossover is. Now the only difference between this and the normal one I just showed you guys is now we're going to be holding RT to do all these size up escape moves instead of the normal move. So all we have to do for this is do that crossover diagonal up while holding RT, and it gives us this move just like this, and we could do it back and forth. If you spam it without waiting a second in between, it's going to give you a slightly different move. I can't get there it is right there. There it is right there. It's kind of hard to replicate in the My Court. I noticed some of the moves are harder to replicate in the My Court than they are online, just because the timings are going to be a little bit different. But all of these moves are going to be the same. You know, you got these size up escape moves. These are between the legs. This is just left and right here while holding RT, and then behind the backs, which is diagonal down left and right while holding RT. Like I said, all of these moves are going to be the same. No matter what type of move you're doing, it's still going to be in the same directions with the right stick. You're just doing a little bit different things with, say, the left stick or with holding RT or not holding RT at all. Now, the next move I want to show you guys is the pullback right here. Now, the pullback, this is what the move looks like right here. It's just this little pullback, and I actually like doing it with like a momentum first. I like doing a momentum and then, you know, doing this pullback. It makes it look a little bit cleaner, a little bit nicer. But all you have to do this is just up on the right stick and down the left stick. So if you do it with the momentum, you don't have to hold RT. Now, if you don't do it with the momentum, you have to hold RT, and it's a little bit slower. I like to do it with momentum. So to do the momentum, you remember to do the same thing before, up on the right stick and then left or right on the left stick. And as soon as you do that momentum, then you flick up on the right stick and down on the left stick, and you get this move right here. You get the combo move, the momentum, and then the pullback together. And you know, once we do that move, what I really like to do is just speed boost out of it. And you can see how fast that Michael Jordan, you know, speed boost animation really is. But look, the next move I have for you guys, and I'm getting into the more advanced moves. So as we go on, the further we go on, the more advanced I will show you guys. But the next move I have for you guys to show you is the hop back, or the pull down on your right stick. It's very self-explanatory. All you do is pull down on your right stick while you're holding RT, and you get this big long step back. Now, it may look a little bit different depending on what size of escape package you have. This is Paul George, but if you have LeBron, it's also going to be a little bit different. And I really like to do this move with this size of escape crossover. So I do the crossover and then do this move. It creates a bunch of space usually, and usually gives you a wide open shot to do it. Now, before we go any further, I want to go back and talk about those speed boost animations. So if I go to the right, this is what the Michael Jordan one looks like. It's fast, it's all like that. But let's say right here, I go to the left instead of the right. So if I go to the right, I'm going to get that same animation. If I go to the left, all I'm doing is that, and I'm going to get this animation instead. Now, all you do for this is just do your crossover, do whatever move you're doing, and then hold RT and run in any direction. Basically, you're gonna have to get the directions down a little bit. Like if you run in like a weird angle, it's not gonna give you the same speed boost animation. But all you do is do your move and then run. Like that's all you do. You do your move and then run. Really that simple. You're gonna get these speed boost animations. But one thing you have to pay attention to is all of those speed boost animations are going to use your adrenaline boost. Okay, but hopping into the next move right here is going to be this moving behind the back. Now, like I said, I have Zach LaVine on. It's not the fastest, it's not the quickest, but I have seen people use this move and use it very effectively. And now all you have to do for this move is be running forward and do that same diagonal down motion I talked about before, and you get the same exact moving behind the back animation just like that. And you know, you can use this move in transition. I like to use this move in transition. Another move I really like to use in transition is going to be the same exact thing. It's going to be a moving crossover while you're running up the court, just like this. And this is where that normal crossover really comes into play. Like I was talking about, it's really quick, and you could change sides of the court super fast with this. No defender really expects it. So if you're playing threes, use this move. Now, moving into some of the last moves right here, I want to show you guys with the shoot around instead of the one-on-one, just because it's going to be a little easier to show you guys with these just in this normal shoot around. So the first one of this move is going to be that Luka glitch hezi I was talking about. This Luka glitch hezi, basically what you have to do is you have to flick your right stick to the left or right while you're running that direction. So if you're running to the left, flick your right stick to the left. And what this is going to do is create this weird hezi animation. You can see it right there. I don't get it every single time, but it's this weird glitched hezi animation, and it's super good if your opponent's not expecting it. So all you have to do this is be running to the left and, you know, do this little hezi animation, and you sometimes get this like weird glitched hezi. But listen, I don't really like to do that move a lot. I've noticed it's not as effective as I would like it to be. One of the most effective moves I use, and I use it a lot, is going to be that Luka step back. It's this one right here, All you're doing is holding RT and flicking your right stick down while you're moving to the left or right, and you get this moving step back. It creates a bunch of space for you to shoot, and if they don't guard up, you're gonna have a wide open shot. If they do guard up, it's really good just to speed boost out of. It's super fast, and you're gonna have a wide open dunk. And finally, one of the last moves I want to talk about is the spin back. It's one of the best moves in the entire game. I've noticed it's going to create a lot of space, and all you have to do in order to do this move is you have to do a little half spin on your stick. So I'll show you guys the move right here. It's going to look something like this. That's one of the animations you can get, but it's going to look more something like this, and you're going to be able to shoot off of it. It's going to be super simple. So let's say the ball is in my left hand. I'm dribbling down. So, you know, normally I would do this off of like a step back, and then I would dribble in and then do a spin back. So the ball's in my left hand. What I'm going to do for this move is drive down to around the mid-range area. And if the ball's in my left hand, I'm going to do the half spin to the left side. So my right stick is going to go up to 12 o'clock. Then I'm going to do a half spin to the bottom on the left side. And when doing that, it gives you this animation right here. But of course, we have to finish that animation off with either a Luka step back or a hesitation, which to do the hesitation, all you do is tap LT. And to do the step back, all you have to do is hold RT and flick down on your right stick. And in order to do it, you do it just like this, and then you get a Luka step back and you can shoot off. And in order to do that hezi I showed you guys before, all you do is tap LT after you do the spin back. But these spin backs create so much space, and they're super helpful for getting open, especially when you're like playing one score or anything like that. So I would highly recommend learning them and getting them into your game. But listen, that's probably gonna be about it for this video. I gave you guys a super in-depth dribble tutorial, how to do every single move I use. And all you have to do now is learn how to combo them together, learn how to put them together. Every single move I showed you guys right here are the moves I use. I don't use anything else. I'm not hiding anything from you. These are the exact moves I use. And just take some time getting used to them, getting used to dribbling with these animations and comboing with them. It could take some time. It might take some time. Once you get it down, you'll be a way better dribbler. But like I mentioned, that's going to be about it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please be sure to drop a like, as well as hit that subscribe button. And with all that being said, I'm out, man. Peace.